Have you heard the term long tail SEO? If you're going to invest in search marketing today, it's important for you to understand what long tail SEO is because that's the SEO that's going to be most effective for you, especially in the beginning. Let me show you exactly what long tail SEO is.
So the word long tail is a statistical term, but it's been really adopted lately as a business term, especially for search engine optimization. And so the chart that you're looking at is any kind of volume for somebody searching for keywords over time. And let me give you a specific example, probably the poster child for long tail SEO, and that's Amazon.com. So if I asked you what kind of search terms would you expect to find Amazon.com ranking for, you might say something like books. And now there's probably millions of searches every month for the word books, but in reality, we can't really deduce that that person searching for books is actually looking to buy books at that moment. However, if they search for a title, a really popular title like 50 Shades of Grey, now there's about half as much traffic for a really popular title like this as there is for books, but it's getting closer to the kind of traffic that Amazon.com wants. If we move a little bit further down the tail, as we call it, you might find a 10-year-old popular title like Blink that's still getting an above average amount of search traffic. However, you can see that it's only getting a fraction of the traffic of books, but again, it's probably much more likely to actually turn into a customer for Amazon.com. Above and beyond the popular titles that you know about and that you're searching for, there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of other titles, some which may only sell 10 books a month. But if Amazon.com ranks highly for all of these titles that are in their library, you can see how they're actually going to derive more business for ranking highly for very low search term but very focused traffic than they would for the very general and ambiguous books. Now, let me give you another really specific example. I like to use cars with this analogy. Now, let's just say that you haven't bought a new car in 10 or 15 years and you have no idea what you're looking for. There's a chance, although maybe not even a good chance, that you would actually type in cars into Google. But I don't think most searchers would think to put in something as general as cars, because if they have any search experience at all, they realize that they have no idea what they're going to get back. So if you're replacing a car, you may be open to change, and you may have something in your mind like, I want a German sedan. So you would actually search for something like German sedans and start looking for reviews. Now, after a certain point, you may start to realize based on price or based on some other factors that you start to narrow it down. And now you're going to do some very specific research, such as Volkswagen CC reviews, to find out if that's the car you really want, what kind of questions to ask when you visit the dealer, and ultimately, maybe you test drive a CC, and at this point, you're really ready to buy. At some point, you may actually type something in like new Volkswagen CC Boca Raton. This is a really specific search way down the long tail. You can see that there's only a sliver of searches for this compared to cars. But I would argue that if you were a Volkswagen dealer in or near Boca Raton, this traffic is going to be much more valuable to you because a very large percentage of this traffic can actually turn into a customer. If somebody's in Arkansas and you're ranking for cars, they're probably going to see you in the search engine results and not even click on you because they're going to know that it's not what they're looking for. So I'd make the argument that the most valuable keyword on here for that business is actually the one that receives the least amount of traffic, because this chart indicates the number of searches that you can get from that keyword. So what's interesting about this is if you're going to rank for all those books like Amazon does, or all the cars and the color combinations, and really commit to getting specific and dominating with a long tail SEO strategy, if I were to flip this part of the long tail that's highlighted in green right now, there would actually be more search traffic than I even got for the word cars. That's how you should be thinking about your business, because if you can actually find lots and lots of very specific terms that people are searching for when they're ready to buy or ready to do business with you, then that's your most effective SEO strategy.
So modern search engine marketing is not about getting your homepage to rank for dozens of keywords. It's about getting every page in your site highly optimized for specific keywords. If you have a 100-page website, that's 100 keyword opportunities right there within your website. So you can see now if you've got a relatively small, 6 or 7 page website, without adding a blog or adding new product pages, it's going to be really tough for you to rank for the kind of terms that you're going for unless you're really only interested in one or two search terms for the entire website. So now that you understand what long tail SEO is, it should change the way you think about search engine marketing, and hopefully it'll bring you some new business.